it looks like we do not have an attorney for Mr. Magnuson. Mr. Magnuson, you want to have an attorney represent you, is that correct?
No, Your Honor. I'll represent myself today.
Are you sure?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because you have a right to an attorney.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, we will go on the record in the matter 24 CF 21, State of Wisconsin versus Ian Magnuson. Mr. Magnuson appears in person in custody without counsel. We have the state through District Attorney Kevin Schmidt. Mr. Magnuson, off the record, the court inquired if you wish to have an attorney represent you, because it was my understanding that you did, but you do not.
It was a last minute thing that he came prior, like I think it was like Thursday. He came and told me he couldn't represent me, and
Mr. Flisky?
yeah, yep. And I believe my words are going to speak enough. If I don't think an attorney will help convey my words any differently.
Okay,
That
but do you
makes sense.
understand that this is an actual hearing? It is like a little court trial all in one. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so that means that the state is going to be asking questions of witnesses. You'll get the opportunity to ask witnesses questions. You'll be able to call your own witnesses to testify if you wish to do that. You would also be able to provide your own testimony, and it seems like you wish to do that. You have something written, but you have the right to remain silent, because what you say in here can be used against you. The rules of evidence do not apply, so hearsay is admissible. So that means you can say things that were said outside of court by other people in your argument or in your questioning today. So it's a more simple hearing, but it is still a legal hearing with evidence and testimony. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you understand having an attorney may be an advantage because they go to law school, they're able to look at facts, they're able to look to see if there are any defenses and make strong arguments. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you understand that there are certain disadvantages to not having an attorney, such as the opposite of the advantages I said? Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you wish to represent yourself?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you fully understand that you have the right to have a public defender represent you, someone outside of Mr. Flisky?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you wish to, again, represent yourself, even knowing that the court would move the hearing to another date to allow you to get an attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Okay, Mr. Schmidt, please call your first witness.
I call Leah Lineweber.
Ms. Lineweber, please come forward, be sworn in again, and come have a seat at the witness stand.
You swear that the testimony you're about to give today in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
All right, please have a seat. You may begin.
Could you state your name for the record?
Leah Lineweber.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a probation agent through the Department of Corrections.
How long have you been so employed?
13 years.
Do you have any connection to the Burnett County Treatment Court?
Yes, I'm one of the team members.
Could you describe briefly what it is you do for the treatment court?
I am Mr. Magnuson's probation agent.
Is that all you do?
And I report back to the drug court team how he does.
Are you on the team?
I am on the team.
What's your role on the team?
I'm the agent that supervises him.
Okay.
I also drug test him.
I'm just getting it. There's extra things you do on the treatment court that you don't do for everybody on your supervision.
Go to treatment court every other week. Like I said, report back to everyone how he's doing. Give him UAs, report back how he's doing on that. Give him any referrals that he needs to go to. And if I'm missing something, I'm sorry.
No, you're testifying. I'd like to draw your attention to August. Mr. Magnuson is in custody right now. What spurred that in August?
Drinking and drug use and lying.
Let's start with the first thing you mentioned. What do you mean by he was drinking?
He worked at a bar and was served alcohol on numerous occasions at the bar. And there was reports that he was drinking at home.
Okay. What was the basis of those reports?
He had told another participant that he was drinking all the time.
Did you or anyone else from the treatment court confer with him about that?
We did ask him about it when he went into custody.
What did he say?
He denied it.
Okay. Then what were the other two things you mentioned?
Consuming meth.
Okay, could you explain that?
I can't recall the exact dates, but I know I did give you a timeline. If I was able to reference that, I could give you more exact dates.
This is the document I'm gonna be giving her. The part related to you starts right here.
Well, where was it that I said? Where was that at?
Right here where your name is. I'm gonna be handing you a document.
Thank you.
You recognize what that document is.
I do.
What is it?
It is my timeline of his violations.
When you say his, who do you mean?
Oh, Ian Magnuson.
Okay. Does that refresh your recollection as to my question
It does,
related to the methamphetamine use?
correct. Between the dates of August 23rd and August 24th, he did smoke methamphetamines.
Oh, how do you know that?
He did ultimately admit to it.
I'm gonna go and get that document back. All right. What did you do after you learned about those two behaviors?
I did call him into the office.
Did he come into the office?
He did not right away. He failed to report or call. He did, I believe it was a few days later that he did show up to the office and was taken into custody.
And did he use any controlled substances before coming to the office?
He did. He went to the smoke shop next to where he worked after he picked up his check, and he smoked Delta 8.
And did he get prior consent from the treatment court prior to consuming the Delta 8?
He did not.
How did you know he did that?
He admitted it.
Okay. Did he admit to consuming alcohol ever?
When I went to get his statement, he denied all use. He said he didn't use anything, never consumed alcohol, nothing. And then upon prodding him and asking more questions, he did admit to drinking once. Asking many more questions, he did admit to drinking a couple times, but he denied all drug use. And then I believe there was one point where I stopped the interview and I said, enough with the lies, I'll come back the following day. I did come back the following day and he did admit to the drug use at that time.
Okay, so the first time he was just being dishonest.
Yeah, denied everything.
How long has Ian Magnuson been on the treatment court?
I believe it's 1 year and 7 months.
What phase is he in?
4.
What has the treatment court done in terms of treatment options for him in that time?
A lot. He was put on a sweat patch. He's been on EMP, which is pretty much home arrest. He has the drug testing. He went to inpatient treatment. He has been in the outpatient and the drug court team. We've pretty much used every available resource with Mr. Magnuson.
You described a lot of oversight tools like testing and EMP. How about actual treatment resources?
Oh, he went through MRT and he did inpatient treatment.
Did he complete MRT?
He did complete, no, he did not complete MRT. I was thinking of the other one. He did not.
How was his appearance record at MRT?
He missed a few times for various reasons.
Okay. When did he do inpatient through the treatment court program?
The exact dates I don't remember, but it was December 2nd, and I don't remember his graduation date, but it was, I believe, like a 3-month program.
What triggered his entry into the inpatient program back then?
When he was out on EMP serving his revocation, he overdosed and almost died. And so then he had to serve the rest of his remaining revocation in jail, plus a 21-day sanction. And then after that, he went to inpatient treatment. He did get let out of jail a few days early. The timing wasn't quite 100% perfect for him to go right from jail to treatment. So he did get let out. He did end up consuming marijuana within those couple of days before he went to treatment. While in treatment, he did relapse. He took a pain pill. Got let out of, like I said, I don't remember the exact date of when he got released, but I believe it was like a 3-month program. And then shortly after that, he did relapse again. And I believe he absconded. He absconded for 21 days, I believe. And then he was taken into custody and remained in custody for the 21 days, plus a sanction, which I don't remember how long.
Okay, so at the time in which the overdose happened, you mentioned EMP. What supervision tools were being used back then? Just EMP or anything else?
I believe it was just the EMP.
And with this latest incident in August, what supervision tools are being used at that time?
The sweat patch and EMP again.
Okay. So for the sweat patch, what does the sweat patch detect?
Drugs.
And did the sweat patch show positive tests for drugs during that time?
It did not.
Even though he told you that he had used drugs during that time?
I believe the patch came off, and that is when he consumed the drugs.
Okay. Did you get any information about Mr. Magnuson beating the sweat patch?
I don't believe that. It was more the fact that he was consuming alcohol while on the sweat patch and getting away with it.
Okay. How did you get that information?
From another participant that he admitted it to.
Okay. But only that participant said that.
Correct.
And did you ever confront Mr. Magnuson with that?
After he was in custody, yes.
What did he say about that?
He admitted to one time on the 4th of July and one other time that he consumed alcohol, but he couldn't remember the date. So that's what he admitted to.
Okay. One moment, I'm just checking something. Do you know when Mr. Magnuson advanced to phase 3?
3 or 4.
He's only in phase 3, isn't he?
He was in phase 4. And I know he phased up to phase 4 in June.
Okay. And then the alcohol use, he said, was 4th of July.
Correct.
Okay. What treatment resource is available through DOC or through the TAD funding that we have not already utilized for Mr. Magnuson?
There's nothing else that is out there that he hasn't done that I'm aware of.
What supervision resources are available through DOC or the TAD resources that would work where EMP and sweat patch have failed?
None that I'm aware of.
Okay. I have no other questions.
All right, Mr. Magnuson, do you have questions for Ms. Lineweber?
Let me think here. Prior to getting the sweat patch taken off, did you see the most improvements in my sobriety and in my life that you've seen since I've been on your, or been with you as a client?
That was the longest period of sobriety that you have shown me.
And with the other things in my life that I was doing also, not just, my sobriety. I mean, as
This
in,
is not for you to testify, so if you have questions, if that's a question, you can ask her. You'll be able to provide your own testimony.
okay, I'm sorry. I'll just stay with that then.
Okay, any redirect?
No,
All right, you may step down. Thank you. Any further witnesses, Mr. Schmidt?
no.
Okay, Mr. Magnuson, do you have any witnesses outside of yourself?
I guess, with one of my grandparents was, as a witness.
Well, if they know anything about your violations or your lack of violations,
Could I ask my grandma to listen?
if you can't ask her anything, you can you can
That-
have her be
yeah.
a witness.
Yeah, can I refer her as a witness?
You sure can. Please come forward, raise your right hand and be sworn in.
Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give today in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Come have a seat right here. And then state your name and spell your first name for the record, please.
Lawana Magnuson, LAJUANA.
All right, Mr. Magnuson, you may ask her questions.
So when it comes to drinking, I had told you about the 2 times that I had drank. I can't remember the second day, but other than 4th of July, but I did admit to you when that happened, correct?
Yes,
Yes. Outside of that, you had never heard that I was drinking frequently on the patch, correct?
correct.
Right. Thank you. Do you think that I was putting my best efforts into this program?
You were under oath.
Well, I think you could have done better. I think you need to learn how to handle situations without alcohol.
Absolutely. Do you believe it's best for me to be taken from this program?
No. I think you need this program.
I can't think of any other further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Schmidt, questions?
Have you ever lived with Ian?
Yes, he lives with us right now, other than in the jail.
How long has Ian struggled with addiction?
I think since he was 14.
Is that hard to live with someone who's struggling through addiction that you love with?
Oh, it's harder than you know.
Why is it hard?
I think because you see someone you love destroying themselves when they're too smart not to do it.
Has he changed since before the addiction, before he was 14?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Can you kind of sort of tell when he's using alcohol or drugs just
Oh,
from how you
yes.
knew him?
In a heartbeat.
And does he lie to you anyways, even when you can tell?
Yes.
And that hurts.
Oh, it cuts like a knife.
You want the best for Ian.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do you know what he needs? What do you think he needs to get better?
I don't know. I don't know how to make him better. I don't know what I can do to help him. I think he needs counseling and drug prevention. I mean, that's what drug court is. So I think he just needs to be accountable.
Based on my questions and Ian's, is there anything else you'd like the judge to know, either about his violations or about what benefits you think he might have from being on drug court?
Well, I think the drug court keeps him accountable. And I think he did really good when he was on the patch. That seemed to kind of keep him accountable and restricted. I think he did well in treatment. I guess that's it. I don't know what else we can
I have
do.
no other questions.
Mr. Magnuson, do you have other questions for your grandma?
No, Your Honor, that'll be all.
All right, you may step down. Thank you. Any other witnesses, Mr. Magnuson, other than yourself? Mr. Magnuson, can you quick raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, please, this is your opportunity to provide the court with some testimony or a statement. If you are going to read something, read it very slowly and enunciate your words so that the court reporter can take everything down. Mr. Schmidt will be able to ask you questions afterwards, and you can respond additionally after he's done to provide any other information that you think you may have forgotten with his answers. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you may begin.
All right, I'm gonna start out with my letter here. Your Honor, I'm here today without representation because I think only I can convey the reason I need to stay in drug court through my words only. I want to start out by saying I'm sorry to you, Leah, Dave, and the rest of the drug court team for lying about my use. I know I would not be in this position had I been completely honest about everything. For that, I am very sorry. With that being said, I'm here today to ask to stay in drug court. Your Honor, when you sentenced me on my charges and put me in drug court, it was because you wanted me to be a better father, son, and boyfriend. Before this program, the last 10 years of my life have been lost to the struggles of my addiction, and I've never had more than a month of sobriety. prior to this. Since this program started, I've changed in ways I never thought possible. I continue to have longer periods of sobriety and shorter relapses, which I believe is showing that this program is working. I'm scared to be taken out of this program because I still need help to learn the tools to continue my recovery. I'm worried if I get kicked out and get revocated and get out off of paper, I still wouldn't have the tools to live a healthy life and sober life. I know I still need the help, and I want to be the father I know I can be and want to be. I've learned from my last few relapses how much my son and my family mean to me, because missing a couple of days without him, not being there to be able to brush his teeth, tuck him into bed, discipline, and just enjoy him hurts me more than words could describe. I know this time that I've sat these last 2 months were punishment for lying to you guys, and I take full responsibility for that. But I'm ready to just step up and complete this program like I know I can and continue to make changes for the better. I'm willing to do all things you ask of me if you give me one last chance. I will do mental health classes and treatment if you think it's necessary. My son is 4 years old and I've missed so much already. I want to fix myself now so I don't miss any more of his life. I just want you to know, no matter your decision, I'm so thankful for the help that all of you have given me through the drug court team. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Anything else you want to provide me? Any other testimony as it relates to any allegations of violations or any other reasoning? Anything that you want?
When it comes to what I don't want to, I'm not upset about anything that was said about me to why I'm here. The full truth, nothing but the truth, is I had drank twice prior to being off the patch. After that is when I started drinking at work frequently, which was only, I believe, 2 weeks I was off the patch before I came in here. I want you guys to know that I know for a fact, had I been completely honest, that I would not be in this position. The drug court program is completely based off of honesty, and I don't know why I let that slip my mind. Again, I am thankful, no matter the decision today, I am thankful for what I've learned so far. And I really do truly hope that I can continue to stay in the program so I can learn the rest of the tools so I can live a successful life. I don't want to have to lose that opportunity, because if am in this opportunity, or if I'm put in this situation again, I don't want to have to go through any more dark times when things just keep getting better and better. And I'm sorry for my mess ups, but I am learning. I know that I've messed up, but I haven't been taking 2 steps back and 1 forward. I feel like I've been taking 3 steps forward and 1 back occasionally. With that'll be all, Your Honor.
What about the positive methamphetamine test?
When was that? When I came in?
Yes, Miss,
I never took a drug test when I came in here.
or did you admit it?
Yes, yep, yeah, okay, so, when Leah called on a Friday, to my work, I knew that I was,
You knew
I'm
you were
not-
toast.
right, exactly, and my first thought was, everything's over. I instantly went to worst case scenario, and I used Friday and Saturday, got clean Sunday and Monday. I didn't use Sunday, Monday. And then I was referred, Leah had messaged me and said that if I did not turn myself in by 3 o'clock on Tuesday, that there would be a warrant. I showed up to my job, and this is 100% the truth. I showed up to my job with the intentions of running. And I talked with my boss, and she already knew that I was gonna be going to jail. How, I don't know. But she asked me what I was gonna do. And I said, I broke down and started crying, and I was like, I don't want to run. My instincts tell me to run. That's what I've done my whole life, is to run. And we talked through it, and she made me realize no matter what the outcome would be, to turn myself in would be the best situation. And so that's what I did. My boss brought me here to turn myself in, and that's where I'm at.
All right. Who did you use methamphetamine with?
It was somebody from Minnesota that I used to hang out with when I lived in St. Cloud.
All right. Mr. Schmidt, questions?
No.
You don't have questions for Mr. Magnuson?
I do not.
All right. Okay, argument.
This is a case where we need to terminate Mr. Magnuson because there's simply nothing else to do. He's exhausted every single treatment thing that we have. The next step would be sending him back to inpatient that he already completed less than a year ago. Furthermore, we have been unable to supervise him. EMP has not worked. Sweat patch has not worked. He's continued to use. He's actually almost died under our care and watch. He's been on the program for 1 year and 7 months and is really behaving more like a stage 2 participant. If we had the way of phasing back, that would be what we'd be talking about here. There is no safe way for us to continue him in the treatment court that doesn't put himself at risk of his own life. And there's just nothing else to do with him. If you could jail away his problem, he wouldn't be here today given his history. So even just doing like, hey, let's do a long sanction here, wouldn't do anything. And one thing that we kind of glossed over here is there was a long period of time that Mr. Magnuson actually absconded, not just from the treatment court, but from probation as well during this course. I don't know if this is still the way it happens at revocation hearings with ALJs, but what they used to say is absconding strikes to the heart of supervision, because supervision is the promise to the community that we can safely supervise someone in the community without having to do incarceration. It's a privilege, but also a promise to the community. And when someone absconds, it used to be you'd automatically get revoked because that was indicative that supervision just wasn't happening. So probation isn't appropriate. We cannot supervise Mr. Magnuson, and my heart goes out to his family. There is nothing more terrifying than seeing someone you love go through this transformation of having that silly song and dance where you both know that he knows he's lying to you and you know he's lying to you, and it still keeps happening. Of during these periods of absconding when he's using, not knowing, am I even gonna see him again? Is he gonna overdose again? That's terrifying. But this program has not worked. That's why we're here. It did not work for Mr. Magnuson. And that is why we need to do the termination, because it hasn't worked and we can't think of anything else in the future to do that will. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else you want to add, Mr. Magnuson?
I'd like to say that I disagree with the fact that this program hasn't worked for me. I'm somebody who's been living the life of an addict for the last 10 years of my life. I didn't think a month of sobriety would ever happen for me before this.
All right, you have to take him out now. He has to be removed. Thank you.
I never thought that I would have any long periods of sobriety, and it has been happening. I'm not perfect in any manner, shape, or form, but I have been trying. I do think there's methods to help me. I know that in my heart for sure.
So I have a question. So when you were in St. Cloud and I would have probation review hearings with you over video.
Yeah.
You had told me at that time that you were sober and you were sober the longest time and it was more than a month.
Right, of course. I hadn't even started using heavy drugs until way after that.
But that was only like 3 years ago.
No,
4
I was
years
when I was
ago?
when I was 18.
It's when you
When I was in
met
St.
your
Cloud, I was,
girlfriend and had your kid.
no, I never lived, I lived in Eau Claire.
Okay, so you moved from St. Cloud to Eau Claire.
I moved from St. Cloud home to Eau Claire.
Okay. So then I was having those probation review hearings with you still by video, whether you were in St. Cloud or Eau Claire. And you were telling me you were sober, but now I'm hearing that you were only sober for 30 days at the longest when you were telling me at that time 6 months going on a year. So what is the truth?
When it comes to that, it's been a long time, Your Honor.
So it
I,
wasn't,
as far when it comes to that, when I say not so well, obviously sobriety is anything, but that back then I was just smoking marijuana. I wasn't using heavy drugs.
okay. Now I
So,
understand what you
yeah,
mean by sobriety.
Yeah,
Sobriety.
yeah. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, yep. That's where I was at with that. So
Okay. All right. Mr. Magnuson, for a termination hearing in a treatment program, it's a very small little hurdle to meet. There are certain things that a court looks at with a participant and if they're engaging in the program, and the court would look at whether or not you pose a risk or safety to the public. If you fail to comply with treatment or supervision requirements, you're unwilling or unable to engage in the treatment or to continue steadfastly in that treatment. You've engaged in repeated and substantial violation of treatment court rules. If you've received any new criminal charges, those types of things. And here, as Mr. Schmidt argued, there have been multiple violations of the treatment court rules, failing to comply with the supervision and treatment court requirements. And it is more than just a one-time thing. And the biggest thing is the dishonesty. And it's been time and time and time and time again. And you look me straight in the face, eye to eye, and you're honest. You're telling me you're honest. And yet the whole time you've been lying and you have not been telling the truth. The worst part about all of that, the absolute worst part, is you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself and you're getting in the way of your ability to heal and your ability to work through these issues and these things and your ability to take control of your sobriety and to take control of the situation, because only you can do that. And if you're going to continue down the path and use but lie and then, drink alcohol and think that that's okay and lie, you're the one who's going to stop your sobriety. And you're the one who's going to be the demise of your family, your friends, your situation. You see the impact that it has on your significant other, on your child, and on your grandparents. You see that. There have been multiple violations here. Again, with the drinking of the alcohol, the using of the methamphetamine, the dishonesty, multiple dishonesty. And as Mr. Schmidt has said, there's nothing left to do. We have nothing left in our hat of resources because we've done it all. We've tried it all. Not many participants get the privilege of being able to have inpatient treatment. Not everyone does, because it's a huge resource and it costs a lot of money. You were able to already get that, which is a benefit to you. I did hear from you as well as your grandmother and from Mr. Schmidt that if you have constraints, you do well. Because you need to be held accountable. You need to have somebody hold you accountable. But it appears that you're allowing yourself to only do well in confined settings. A confined setting of having a patch and needing that as your crutch, jail, or being in inpatient treatment, those confined settings. But even still, in the confined setting of the inpatient treatment, you relapsed and used a prescription painkiller when you knew you were not permitted to do that. And then it was, oops, I had a toothache. So it's come to the point where the treatment court has hit the wall and there's nothing else to do, even if the violations and the dishonesty is overlooked. But here it's a preponderance of the evidence standard. Again, such a low standard. And it would be even if the court were to find one violation, but there's multiple and multiple and multiple violations of the treatment court rules, with no faith right now that even if we continue to push you and to push you and to push you, that you will be honest. And if we can't believe you and what you're telling, we can't help. And we can't know what to do to better the situation. So based upon all of those things, the court is going to terminate you from the treatment court. And Mr. Magnuson, I have seen you grow from 2017 for 8 years out of your 10 that you've had addiction related issues. And I have seen the struggle of your grandparents in and out and in and out. And I have racked my brain to try and find things to direct you, to help you in your path for sobriety. But again, only you have that ability. Only you have that choice. Only you have the control to do that. And until you make that decision, nothing's going to change. It has to be with you. All right, so based on that, you are terminated, and I believe that is all. So we are adjourned. Thank you.